Hello, good morning students. How are you all? I hope that you are keeping well. Today we shall continue the grammar part of the first lesson, page number 11. Thinking about language, adverbs. You already learned in the smaller classes about the parts of speech. Words are divided into different kinds or classes according to their uses. So, or according to the work that they do. They are called parts of speech. There are 8 parts of speech. They are noun, adjective, pronoun, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. So I don't know whether you remember each one. Noun, for example, noun is a name, the word used to say about it is a name of a person, place or a thing, noun. Adjective is a word which describes a noun or a pronoun. Pronoun is a word which is used instead of a noun. For example, he, she, it. Then verb. Verb expresses an action or a state. So you already now we are going to learn about adverb. Adverb is a word which describes an action or it has meaning to one adverb or a verb or an adjective. So it's a word used to add something to the meaning of a verb, an adjective or another adverb. Or you can say in simple language, it describes an action, how that action is done. Similarly, preposition, it shows a relationship between a noun or pronoun with something else. Then, in the conjunction, joins two sentences or two words, and interjection is used to express a sudden feeling or an emotion. So that is the 8 parts of speech. So here it is said about only adverb in this lesson. Read this sentence taken from the story. They had once taken Tommy's teacher away for nearly a month because the history sector had blanked out completely. In this sentence, you see, completely is given in the italics. That is completely. When you add ly to an adjective complete, we get completely. Usually, the adverbs ends with ly. But in all cases, it is not true. Mostly, it ends with ly. Another example is Ramu runs quickly. Here, quickly is an adverb. So, quick is an adjective. When we add ly to it, we get quickly, an adverb. This is a very sweet mango. Here, sweet is adjective, mango, noun. So a word which adds something to the meaning of a noun is called adjective. So sweet is an adjective and here very is an adverb. In this is an example that all the adverbs are not ending with ly. So very is it is adding something to the meaning of this adverb sweet. The word complete is an adjective. When you add ly to it, it becomes an adverb. Find the sentences in the lesson which have the adverbs given in the box below. So in the box there are 8 adverbs given. You find out from the textbook which paragraph they are there and underline it. That is your homework. Find out in which paragraph and write down in which paragraph these words are there. Above the word, above the adverb, you can put the number of the paragraph. Okay, that you do it for yourself. Now use these adverbs to fill in the blanks in the sentences below. The report must be read carefully so that performance can be improved carefully. At the interview, Samir answered our questions dash, shrugging his shoulders loftily. We all behave dash when we are tired or hungry differently. The teacher shook her head dash when Devi lied to her sorrowfully. I dash forgot about it completely. I completely forgot about it. When I complimented Revati on her success, she just smiled dash and turned away nonchalantly. The president of the company is awfully busy and will not be able to meet you. So awfully. I finished my work dash so that I could go out to play quickly. Now you see all the adverbs taken from this textbooks, they all end with ly. So all these sentences or the adverbs given in it, they end with ly. Now in the box it is said an adverb describes an action. I already told you. You can form adverbs by adding ly to the adjectives. But in certain cases you have to be very careful while making adverbs from an adjective, especially when the word like angry, hungry. So here we have to change y. So y will become I, angrily. Here, hungrily. So this y is removed and I is added. There are also many other words. For example, easy, easily. So take the next page, you will see, make adverbs from these adjectives. Angry, angrily. Happy, happily. Merry, merrily. Spelling should be, you have to remove y and add ILY. Merrily. Sleepy, sleepily. Easy, easily. Noisy, noisily. Tidy, tidily. Gloomy, gloomily. So remember, you don't make a mistake while forming the adverbs from the adjectives. When the adjective ends with the y, you have to remove y and add ILY. Then we will get the adverb. Next, if not or unless. if not or unless they are used as negative conditional sentences. That is, it means same. You can use instead of if not, you can use unless. Instead of unless, you can use if not. It gives the same meaning. For example, if I do not get back home in time, my mother will be upset. If I do not get back home in time, my mother will be upset. Now you see here, if not. The same sentence we can write with unless. Unless I get back home in time, my mother will be upset. Now you see it is divided into two sentences. Two sentences are there, and one is given if I do not get back home. That is given in a present tense. If I do not get back home, that is a present tense. The second part, mother will be upset, will be. So it is a future tense. Another example, unless you study well, you will fail in examination. Or if you do not study well, you will fail in examination. So this is a negative conditional sentences. Imagine that Margie's mother told her, you will feel awful if you don't finish your history lesson. She could also say, you will feel awful unless you finish your history lesson. So instead of if not, you can use unless. Unless means if not. Sentences with unless or if not are negative conditional sentences. Notice that these sentences have two parts. The part that begins with of if not or unless tells us the condition. So first part is a conditional sentence. This part has a verb in the present tense. Look, the verbs don't finish. Finish in the sentences above. So don't finish, that is in a present tense. The other part of the sentence tells us about a possible result. It tells us what will happen if something else doesn't happen. The verb in this part of the sentence is in the future tense. For example, it is given here, you will feel awful. So it is in the future tense. If you don't finish, do not finish. If you don't finish, that is in a present tense. Notice these two tenses again in the following examples. There won't be any books left unless we preserve them. So in the first part is in future tense, second part is in the present tense. You won't learn your lessons if you don't study regularly. Tommy will have an accident unless he drives more slowly. So the first part is in future tense and the second part is given in a present tense. Complete the following conditional sentences. Use the correct form of the verb. If I don't go to Anu's party tonight, If I don't go, it is given in present tense. Now the second part should be in the future tense. She will be angry. If I don't go to Anu's party tonight, she will be angry. Children, you can write the answers in the textbook itself. Only thing, for the exam you have to study from the test. Second one, if you don't telephone the hotel to order food, you will miss your evening meal. You will miss your evening meal. Unless you promise to ride back, I will not write to you. Unless you promise to write back, I will not write to you. Fourth one, if she doesn't play any games, she will become dull and lazy. She will become dull, D-U-L-L, dull and lazy. Unless that little bird flies away quickly, the cat will pounce on it. Or you can write it, the cat will kill it. The cat will kill it, or the cat will pounce, P-O-U-N-C-E, pounce on it. The next one is a letter. Already you learned in the last year class how to write a letter. So there are two types of letters. There are formal letters or official letters, and also there are informal letters. This is a formal letter. You have to place order for books. A new revised volume of Isaac Asimov's short stories has just been released. Order one set. Write a letter to the publisher, Mindframe Private Limited, 1632 Asaf Ali Road, New Delhi, requesting that a set be sent to you by value payable post, that is VPP, and giving your address. Your letter will have the following parts. So, the important part of the letter is address of the sender and receiver. First, you have to write your address, then date as it is given in the model given in the textbook. Date, that is date, month and year. Then address is the address. Here the book. The publisher's address you have to send. Address is given in the publisher, Mindframe Private Limited, 1632 Asaf Ali Road, New Delhi. That should be written in the place where address is address. Then salutation. Salutation is a dear sir or ma'am. Then the body of the letter. That is what you want to express in the letter. So that is the body of the letter. The closing phrases and signature. In this letter it is written yours sincerely. Then you have to put your signature and name down. You write your name. So this is the model. I shall give you this letter in the WhatsApp. You may write down in your notebook. Okay? So with this we come to an end of the first lesson. Children, write down these answers in the textbook itself and study for the exam. Okay? Thank you, students. Have a nice day.